Hello again, everybody. Welcome. It's another episode of the Good Bit Podcast. My name is Chris, and as always, I'm joined by Aaron. And it is a very, very fun day today. It's a Sunday on recording day, and we were just talking about how we don't like Sundays sometimes because they can feel a bit lazy. And I must say, after a couple of technical difficulties and stuff, Aaron is not got any clothes really to wear, so he's thrown together an outfit that's like a very fancy golf shirt with jammy bottoms. And I'm wearing a top with the Primark that just have the one pocket on the nipple. It's one of those days. One of those days. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. We're both a wee bit haggard today. So
It sounds like we're hungover, and I can guarantee you we're not.
no, I can guarantee I'm not. It might be because of the film we both watched last night that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know if subconsciously we're both just a bit emotionally drained. I don't know. Sundays, don't like days. Mother's Day, this day, International Hug a Pancake Day. All these days. Too many days. Every day is a day.
Every day is a day. Not every day is Sunday, only once a week.
I want to know, is there a day of the year where it isn't International Anything Day? Because that is a special day. It's just a day. Because every single day is International... There's an International Talk Like a Pirate Day. There's everything.
Yep, there's International Harry Potter Day, International Give Your Best Pal a Hug Day, all these things, you know. There's important ones like birthdays, Christmas days, International Women's Day, International Men's Day.
There's an International Men's Day?
Yeah, I believe it's in like July or something. But yeah, there is always a day. But that's okay though.
It is okay, but I'm not in the frame of mind to accept that today.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's things like St. Paddy's Day and St. Andrew's Day and all that stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do on those days. So is there a day that you can... I mean, you must like Christmas.
I like Christmas Day, yes. I like Christmas time. I'm a fan of that. To be fair, also, if I'm not in the right frame of mind, I don't like Christmas. Get away with Christmas, but I'm a complex human being. But generally, I like Christmas Day. Birthday, I suppose they sometimes are good, but I feel again, it's shaky territory. Birthdays can be a bit like,
I get that. Do you not like all the attention?
Oh, it depends who it's from. I don't like attention from people who I don't like and they don't like me, but it's because it's my birthday. Happy birthday!
I get you.
No way.
I get you. But I mean, on your birthday, you're going to be, surrounded by loved ones, surely. You know what I mean? Like
sometimes, but I had a few birthdays.
You know what I mean?
I had a few birthdays, and it was at college in London. I didn't like that at all.
Oh, really?
Just people who I didn't know being like, "Oh, it's your birthday! Happy birthday!" It's like, what do you mean? You don't know me.
What do you mean happy birthday?
What do you mean happy birthday? Today? I'm in college. It's not good. I have to do a monologue. Go away. Whereas, other birthdays, I feel fine. It's just one of these things,
I'm going to guess when your birthday is, okay? And I want you to give me a couple of hints and I'm going to get it right. Because I feel like I know in the back of my mind that I can't remember.
This is... Okay.
Give me a clue. It's not happened yet this year. I know that for free.
It's not happened this year for free.
Okay. It's in April. It's next month.
It is.
It's April 18th.
It is. Oh, so you didn't have it. You knew it.
Well, I knew it when I started playing this game. Yeah, it came back to me. You don't have to remember mine. It's fine. It's a month that also begins with A.
August.
Yes. Well done.
It's. I know. It's August the 20-somethings.
Okay, why?
Because that's the truth, isn't it?
It's August the 20-something, yes.
Haha, 24th.
Oh, close.
6th.
Close. No. It's the 20th.
It's 20th of August. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a nice round number, which I quite like. It's coming soon. It's only March. It's on, in real life, obviously, people who listen to this, it's going to be released weekly and stuff like that. But it's only been a matter of days since the last time we did an episode, which was the Grand Budapest episode, which was really good. Thank you for those people who joined us for that, and for you for watching the film with me.
That's all
I
right.
should clarify, we didn't watch the film together. We're not allowed to. No. How have you been the last couple of days? Have you been watching anything else over the last few days? I'm going to say probably not.
Oh, I have actually.
What are they going then?
Call My Agent on Netflix.
Is that new?
It isn't new, but I think they've maybe released a new season recently.
Okay.
But I'm starting from the start. It is a French comedy / drama. It's kind of a drama.
Okay.
About agents working in Paris, actors agents, and
it's a perfect show for you.
Well, no. You see, I really didn't think I would like it because I don't really like watching things about acting right now. Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of the reasons I didn't like Marriage Story, because it's just like, oh, it's a bit too. It's just, can you think of something else? I want to know about something else. But I really like it. And the reason I wanted to watch it is because it's in French, and I've been trying to learn French. I could do the accent at least in l'anglais. So I want.
Is that voiceover booth soundproof?
It is lovely weather we are having.
You are Huey the trainer who trains.
Trainer.
Do not leave you up, oh Asia.
I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get past that level of French.
Steve Martin French. Oh,
Steve
I can't
Martin
wait
French.
till we do the Steve Martin Pink Panther on here.
I'll tell you what, it's coming. We need to watch that together, though. I cannot. We need to. That might be our first film we watch together after all this.
Okay, I like that idea. Yes, you know how Ian's been on the show before and he had the podcast before called The Rap Chat? I was a guest on The Rap Chat, and it was like, rest in peace, yes. I was a guest on The Rap Chat right at the start of the first lockdown, and it was like Guilty Pleasures episode, and I was like, okay, here we go, I'm going to get roasted here. And it was like a countdown, like, so number one has to be like your main guilty pleasure, and I said, my number one guilty pleasure is Steve Martin's Pink Panther from 2006, and they were like, what? Why is that a guilty pleasure? Is that not funny? And I was like, yes, it is funny. But everyone, I mean, I just said Pink Panther, and I'm assuming you immediately went to like Peter Sellers or the 70s film or whatever. So when everyone goes to, and I was like, no, I'm talking about the mid-2000s, the one Beyonce's in, Steve Martin. And he goes, why do you find that funny? And I just did the whole, I like to buy the hamburger. And I was trying to defend myself so much. And I don't know why I love it so much, and I don't know why you love it so much, but we'll do it on the good bit because it's a film that brought us together. It connected us.
It's because there was a character, someone in the year above us at yes, someone in the year above us in at N-Clan. I can't remember their name.
Robbie.
Robbie. He did a character in the show Ian directed, Gentleman. What was it? What was it called?
The Country Boys?
Country Gentleman? No Country for Old Gentlemen?
No.
Gentleman Country.
I know what you mean. I know the one you mean.
Well, we went to see a play that they did, and there was a character that Robbie played who spoke like that. And I don't think we hadn't watched Pink Panther together before that. Yeah, but I think that made it more funny because we made a whole bit about the way he spoke in that play. He was like,
it wasn't even the way he spoke. He just said a certain thing.
Pish posh.
Was he saying pish posh?
Pish posh.
Like someone said something and he said like, "Oh, that's pish posh" or something, but he just said it in a funny accent. And then he became Immortal in our year, and then we brought it up to him on a night out one time.
Did we?
And he was like, I don't know if you were there, but me and Ewan definitely did.
Mad.
And he's like, I don't even think the words pish posh are even in the play.
But we collectively just sort of got that.
We took it way too far. You know, it's like Chinese whispers. You know, the way you just hear something and you just take it and take it.
Well, he definitely did something. It was wish wash, we wash, or something like that.
And he kind of had his mouth, didn't really open his mouth, and had a little mustache. And that's what made it funny. That's what made our obsession with that film. And I don't know why you watched, because I must have just watched it one night and just been like, this is so underrated. And then I got you to watch it, thinking that you would hate it, and then you just loved it. I don't know. We watched it together though, didn't we? We had a sleepover.
We've had a lot of sleepovers, and it was one of the days after. I have watched the second one. I don't remember much about it. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just think the first one is so funny. So we'll
It's
get back
iconic.
to it.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll do a thing on it.
Cool. Well, I've not watched anything either, really. I watched. Oh, I was going to ask you as well. Do you know anything about like silent films and like the silent era of films and stuff?
No, I don't know much about
No.
that at all.
So neither do I really.
I have not done that.
It's one of like my kind of like gaps in my knowledge about films. You know, I don't know much about them
Yeah.
and stuff. So I was like, oh, look, I'll try and do better there. So I got Buster Keaton. You heard of Buster Keaton?
Yep.
There's a box set out on Blu-ray of like his best short films from like 1917 onwards or something. So I got that, and there's 32 films on it.
Ooh.
32 short films are about between 15 minutes to 40 minutes. 32 of them, and I started watching it the other day. It's really interesting.
Is it good?
Yes, but it's the first couple weren't directed by him. These films that are on the site, he's either acted in or he's directed them. I think he's in the ones he's directed too, but it's all of his best films, so I think that means both. But it's got like his screen debut and that sort of thing. It's called The Butcher Boy is the first one, and the second one's called A Rough Night. And A Rough Night was not good, but The Butcher Boy was. And it's directed by his pal Roscoe Arbuckle, I believe his name is, who gave him his film debut and that sort of thing, and they do lots of films together. So as they go on, it gets more and more interesting, I think, because it's like him taking the reins and doing his own films and stuff. But also, I knew this going in as well, but not until I played the Blu-ray was I like, yes, these are short films, silent films made in 1917. They're not going to be as easy to watch, But they were only 25 minutes or something, so it's fine. But going forward, I heard they have gotten better, and I'm looking forward to going to the ones that he actually directed and starred in himself and stuff. And some of them are said to be like the greatest short films ever and stuff. So I'm looking forward to them. But Amelie Dole's very interesting, more than good, I would say.
I see. Yeah, you're looking at it from a historical perspective rather than I want to have a good time.
I know. I already know lots more about it just by watching those first couple. So it's a good thing, I guess.
Listen, good on you. I'm not in the mood.
You do need to be in the mood
to explore silent films right now. I haven't been in the mood to watch any sort of thing remotely challenging in a while. I think Ian said that as well. He's been reduced to Great Pottery Showdown. Which is disappointing.
TV.
But I am getting into this French
good
show. I like it a lot. I think about it. It's one of those ones that you watch at night and you think about during the day. Like, I can't wait to watch it.
That's when you know you're in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I like that. I did that in the first lockdown with Ozark, and I think the second season coming out this year. Not the second season, the fourth season, but like the second season I'm going to watch as it's on.
Yeah.
So the fourth season. And I was like that too. I'd go at my routine, back last March/April was, wake up, watch TV or whatever, wrestling probably, have coffee, go for a walk.
Nice.
Come back, have dinner, watch Ozark. That was it. That was my routine. And probably Zoom. Everyone was Zooming at that point, doing Zoom quizzes and stuff. But
back when we were
not
all
quite like that now.
No, it's different now. You said before we started the podcast, you were feeling a bit iffy. I know it's a Sunday, but do you not just think it's been going on for so long now? Just like it's ups and downs. But some days like this day, some days like today, you just go, God,
yeah. I'm just having a bit of an off day. That's all. There's nothing wrong with me.
No.
But it's okay. Listen, it's Sunday. Day of rest. We're actually having a Nando's tonight. We're going to buy a Nando's and bring it home.
That's one of the big things I miss about living in a big city.
Right.
Just you can get Deliveroo or Uber Eats anything you want. In Perth, you're limited, and
you're limited to cheese.
They only deliver cheese in Perth. Just blocks of cheese.
Deliver cheese.
You're talking about the cheese shop. All right, I get
the cheese shop we went to.
I thought you were just saying they only deliver cheese. No, they don't. They don't deliver, but they should, because I would order.
Yes.
No, you're limited in Perth. Although there's a new Japanese place that's opened up late last year. Sells very good sushi.
Nice. I've never been to like a professional sushi place. And the sushi I've had from like shops have always been fine. But I'd enjoy it more if it was like specialty.
Oh yes.
So I guess Yo Sushi is the place to go. That's lots of places like that in town.
I enjoy Yo Sushi. I enjoy it very much. Although
you could take me.
I will. I would love to take you for a Yo Sushi.
Okay.
We'll do something at the cinema. We'll go for Yo Sushi, and we'll come home, watch Pink Panther, and then we'll do a podcast.
And we'll do it on a Sunday.
We'll do it
So
on a
it's like
Sunday, so it
a
makes
good
it
Sunday.
good. A good Sunday.
Yeah.
The best
I love
Sunday
it.
of our
Plans.
lives.
Making plans. Right. This week, we are chatting about the Blair Witch Project from 1999, our first horror film here on season 2 of the Good Bit Pod. And this was, I must say, I was starting to panic. You know what I'm like? I was sitting there last night, my palms were going, I was getting all shaky. I was like, my God, we're meant to record tomorrow and Aaron's not picked a film yet. I'm going to need to pressure him. And then within that moment, I received a text message from my good close personal friend Aaron, who asked me if I've ever seen the Blair Witch Project. I said no, and we decided there and then it's time to do it on the pod.
Yep. Yep. You'd said, because we recorded on Wednesday, you'd said to me, you choose. I couldn't think of what to do.
I was only joking, by the way. I wasn't stressing that you didn't pick a film.
I was stressing.
Okay.
And I was like, I think I was watching some podcast, and they were talking about horror films, and someone talked about the Blair Witch Project, and he was like, "Oh my God, the Blair Witch Project! When it came out in 1999, I came out of that. I don't get scared a lot of horror movies, but that fucked me up."
Right.
It was Bill Burr. Can you tell?
No, I didn't know. But when you said that, absolutely. That was actually a good impression.
It's good. Maybe I should work on that.
I do enjoy Bill Burr. He's funny as anything.
So I just, in that moment, I was like, Blair Witch Project, yes. And I'll say I have seen bits of it.
Okay.
I'll explain that a bit more. But I was like, we should do a horror. Haven't done a horror.
Yep.
Message you. I was in that mood, I've got a bit of a morbid fascination with all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
But my morbid fascination include horror films, because I don't know about yourself, I'm not a horror film guy. I'm happy to admit it, put my hands in the air. I'm a sensitive soul. I get deeply affected by a lot of things. I have to stay off the news, I have to stay off Twitter quite a lot.
God, you're right there.
Because I get affected. Like even the stuff that happened the other day with the women in Clapham, which is near, like, and I was like looking up the specifics of what happened, and I just, if my mind, I doesn't sit well with me. Stuff like that.
So when stuff like that happens, do you when you say get freaked out, do you sit and you think about it? You can't get it off your mind? Because that's what happens to me. And it bothers my mood, and I obviously, we're not saying we're not being like, oh, poor us, like something horrible has happened in the world and we're getting affected by that.
No.
But what I'm saying is, when you read this stuff, it just kind of like, it sits with you and you can't.
I remember
you try and distract yourself and you can't.
When Grenfell happened, and I was watching the news about it and reading stuff about what happened, and I almost got sent into a bit of a deep depressive spiral because I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle that happened, and I just kept thinking about, imagine, and those people, and it honestly, I'm sensitive. Don't like that stuff.
And you think that sort of boils over to your film watching?
Well, 100%, even 10 times more, because you can watch the news and hear about things that happened, and you can really imagine, and it just goes wild. But a horror film is designed for that.
Yeah, and that's the charm of horror films to a lot of people. Now, I'm pretty similar to you, right? But also, I'm in denial sometimes. Like, oh, I'll just watch a horror, I'm fine. And it happens every time. It happens every time because I'm trying to be this film buff or whatever, right? That I can, and listen, I watched the Blair Witch and it freaked me out, right? but it didn't, like, I wasn't particularly scared or petrified. I'm not thinking about it now. It was just kind of in the moment. It's a suspense thriller kind of horror film, isn't it? So it's all like waiting for that moment to happen. Things like The Shining and stuff are the exact same. You know, of course I watched The Shining, classic, Jack Nicholson, and then you watch and you're like, oh my God, like you sure get fit, and you're thinking about it for a few days after. That happens to me, and it happens every single time. And when I'm watching the film, I'm in that moment, and I'm like, I don't like horror films. Why have I done this?
Yep, me too.
You know?
Me too. I don't like them. They're like, you know how Scorsese calls Marvel films like roller coasters. They're theme parks. I feel that way about horror films. Like, I don't like roller coasters. I wouldn't go on one, but I might go on one You know what I mean? Just to be like, go on then. Like,
and as soon as you go on it, you go, why am I on this? Why have I done this?
Sometimes I enjoy sort of more arty drama films than horror films, but sometimes I don't want to sit down and watch that kind of film. Sometimes I just want to be scared. I want to something to and I you know what you're gonna get. That's the thing with horror films. Like with other films, like it might be a comedy or it might be a drama. Like you don't really know how you're gonna feel about it. But if you're after, you will be scared. Sometimes you just want to watch a horror. I'd say that does not happen often with me.
Okay, I love a thriller, right? When I was growing up, I would always say that comedy and action and things like that were my favourite genre. But now I know that thriller is my favourite film genre because I love the feeling of when you're totally immersed, you're sucked in.
You're tense. You're
tense, relieved when something happens that you want to happen. And I'm also quite good with like admiring the filmmaking and stuff as well. You know what I mean? So I can kind of have like two sides of my mind watching a film and the acting and I love this actor and whatever, you know. But I can really get invested in a film, and that's when you go to the cinema and there's everything else is shut off and everything's dark and you get the surround sound and stuff. That's why I love going to the cinema because it doesn't matter what type of film it is, you do get sucked in. You know, it needs to be really bad for you not to be in the cinema, I think. But when it comes to horrors, my argument has always been, why would you want to be scared? And a lot of horror film fans just love the feeling. They love the adrenaline. They love the jump. They love the fact that, oh my God, they know they're about to be scared and it's going to sit with them for a while, and they love that. And it's just never been me. And I see those people and I'm like, I just wish that I had that appreciation for horror films because there's so many out there, that I could probably appreciate. And I just don't have that. I don't have that enjoyment. I don't look forward. Why would you want to be scared? It's never clicked with me,
I feel somewhat with what you're saying. I don't really understand why you want to be scared, but then I do. Because like I said, when the horrific things happened in Grenfell, it freaked me out so much that I kept watching. I kept watching the news. I didn't turn it off.
Right.
Right.
It's like you can't turn away.
When I started to get, I had a period of time where I started to get freaked out about flying. Randomly.
Okay.
I think I had a flight with bad turbulence or something. Just got in my head about it and got so freaked out that I just wanted to know about horrific crashes, and I wanted to know what the black box sounded like when it was going down, like horrific things. And it freaked me out to really freaked me out. And I was like, had trouble.
Yeah.
And
how are you now with flying?
Fine, I got over it.
Okay.
Just did. But I think that was a specific point where I really realized that I had a morbid fascination, that I was unhealthy. Like some people have morbid fascinations, but they can sort of handle it. Like, ooh, wonder what it looks like. There's this horrific video on YouTube. Like, oh God, that's horrific. It's twisted. It's sad. I don't know but they want to. It's morbid fascination. I realize I have that, but I am also too sensitive to have that. So I need to check myself and really not just don't.
Yeah, I get the whole social media thing, and I actually said to myself last night, and maybe it was because I watched Blair Witch last night, but I was sitting there thinking I need that social media break. But I can't have a social media break because I need to promote the podcast and stuff, right? And I say need to. I don't need to at all, but I'd like to. I like interacting with people who listen and that sort of thing, and we always appreciate it and we promote it and we let everyone know it's there. That is the reason why I have social media, is for the podcast and the YouTube channel. That is the reason, Just because I've got it, though, I still use it when I'm not promoting stuff. If I'm watching a sporting event, a wrestling show or a film or something that's on live and people are watching, and I go on Twitter and I see all the negativity about it, no matter what it is, it could be a horrendous thing on the news or a light-hearted piece of entertainment, but you see the negativity and even that affects me. So I need that. I need that social media break, and I don't know how. I'm not good with just being strict with myself and just not going on Twitter. I made a New Year's resolution at the start of 2021, try and be on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook less. And it started off all right, and now I'm right back at square one. I'm bored. and I've got 30 seconds until we're leaving. All right, I'll just check Twitter. Like it just happens. I don't know how to go over it.
That's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I feel the exact same. I'm the exact same. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's not many people our age in our situation who aren't feeling the exact same.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after last night, I can I say half an hour in that I really enjoyed the film.
Yeah, good.
Not enjoyed. I thought it was a good film.
Yeah. I'm really glad we watched it, actually.
Yes. Innovative, sort of groundbreaking. Yes. But having said that, even last night I was like, yeah, good, but yeah, probably shouldn't. I don't think I should watch much more horror movies. It should be pretty sporadic as it is now, because it's just not good for me. Honestly, it stays in my head. It's not good. I can't.
We should also say, if you've seen Blair Witch from 1999, the original, it's not as if there's lots of really scary moments in the film.
But there is.
It's just a kind of freaky
there's no
ambience. The way
there's no jump scares,
right?
If that there's no spoiler, came out so many years ago. You don't see the monster, but and I say I had seen it a bit before. I'll tell you about that. One time it was study leave at my school, and you could study in the library on the computer. And I very wisely used that time to watch horror films, because even back then I was a sensitive soul. But the setting of being in a library at school with loads of people in the day, I found that I could just watch them. So I was like, well, I don't feel scared, so I'll just watch them. And I watched pretty much all of Blair Witch Project, but it was in a library. It was during the day. It was with other studying things going on at the same time, not really watching it properly, and I don't really remember much about it.
And that was probably a good, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 7 years ago?
Quite a while ago. It was for one of my first exams, so yeah.
Right.
But I did watch most of it, but I don't remember much about it because I didn't watch it in the right way, and I wasn't completely immersed. But this time, being completely immersed and absolutely going for it, because you know how you can sort of watch a horror movie and sort of protect yourself and sort of go, I'm not really going to watch this, but I kind of want to watch this. I went, I'm going to watch this.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty terrifying. Pretty freaky. Don't you think?
It's absolutely freaky. It's really freaky. I left the light on. Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll turn it off and make it we watched Harry Potter the other night, Goblet of Fire. The place was like a cinema. But with this film, I was like, I'm gonna leave the light on. I got a blanket for Christmas time, for the winter, that's just still on my couch. So I got my blanket and I was holding it just in case. And I had the drink, and the phone went away, which is something I think we should always do. And I especially if I've texted someone, I want to see if there's a reply, so I always keep the phone next to me. But then it's just like, I just need to check something. All right, I'll go on IMDb even. While I might think of something, and what's the actor's name, whatever, and I'll go on. And then that sets me off and stuff as well. So I'm trying to stay off the phone and stuff. So I also did watch this, without it being totally immersed in terms of the lights being off and the volume being up and all that stuff. It was just a casual viewing, and I really did enjoy it. I'm really glad I watched it. It's funny because I had always assumed that this wasn't like this big, overly popular horror film. But now after watching it and doing some research and reading some things on the trivia page on IMDb and stuff, it was huge. The film cost $60,000 to make and made about $6 million. It was super successful on release day. It pure divided opinions, obviously, especially because of the ending. But I think that was on purpose. People started sending the actors' parents sympathy cards because they thought it was real. All this stuff. And because of that, then I'm appreciating the film more because, yes, the acting was great and all that stuff. But it's almost the fact when you're thinking these people, first of all, you think the film is a documentary because it looks so real. That's a tick for the film. But also because the actors in the film are so great. That's a double tick. You know, very good scared acting. That's crazy.
And the thing at the time, which is, I don't think you could do this now, because you kind of I don't know what the laws are now, but they create this whole mythos around the Blair Witch. The filmmakers made that and released that into the web years in advance. They did the whole thing. So when it came out, I think most people genuinely were like, well, the reason it was so freaky was because a lot of people were confused if it was the real footage,
right?
Because it is that, it just looks like that.
Yeah.
And the actors. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say the Blair Witch, the myth. Is it a myth?
No.
Was it created by the directors?
They'd created it.
So it's not real at all.
No.
Like there's studies that have been made since then, but it still was created by fucking Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez.
Yes, I think they based it on a lot of folklore, genuine myths.
Yeah,
they
like
made
witches and that sort of thing.
Yeah, they made that one up.
Cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
It's cool. Like, such a detailed universe. Like, yeah, but it freaked me out.
Good. Why did you pick this one again? Just because it's been on your radar, I was just in the mood.
I was in the mood, and I was like, because I had seen it before, I knew it wasn't gonna scar me for the next 3 months. But I knew that I didn't really dip my toe into it. I only dipped my toe into it, I should say. I didn't really go for it. But so yeah.
So it creeps you out, but you enjoyed it anyway, which is the goal of a horror film. You know, if it creeps you out and you enjoy it, that's a good horror film.
I was also reading about the actors and their experience filming, and I think
I was going to say
what a lot of the reactions they give, they are brilliant actors, especially Heather. The
fantastic the infamous close-up shot where it's going right up her nostrils.
And did you know that at the Razzies that year she won Worst Actress?
And the film was nominated for Worst Film.
Yeah, Idiots, man. Idiots.
She's fantastic. I thought the other guys were great too.
I think that's the thing where they conflate, they weirdly mix up the character with the performance, because she's not a very likable character. You don't. She's annoying, the character, but the actress' performance is not annoying. It's brilliant. But I think the actors were put through their paces a bit. Like, they genuinely camped in the woods, and they just had to film
it. That's a tough one.
And when they're freaking out in the tent about the noises, they're the noises that the directors are making. They didn't tell them what they were going to do. They woke them up.
And they played like a child crying and snapping branches and stuff.
That I know for a fact, if I got that through as an audition today, and that was the set of circumstances you'd be filming in, I'd be like, no, I can't.
What if it was like, this is your first big acting job since the Panther last Christmas before? Could be a great opportunity. It's a film, good pay, but you need to go camping for 8 days. You need to film it all yourself with the same 2 actors that you don't really know.
If it was all that, I'd probably do it. But add in the fact that it's a horror and we're going to freak you the fuck out, I'd be like, no, I don't know if I can.
Don't know if you can manage. Yeah,
I could imagine. I'm a sensitive boy. I could imagine if I would be like, no, can't. Safe word. I'm out. I need out.
Keep your money.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Because no.
Yeah, no, you're right. Here, now at the start when they're interviewing the locals.
Yeah. Mary
Mary Brown. Why is she the most terrifying person I've ever seen in my life?
I thought she was the witch.
This was like,
I was like, and she's the one. She's gonna kill them.
Well, so it's like real people from that town that they were just looking for extras, that we can't pay you much money, but we need a couple of people to interview. And they just so happened to get this woman who is so spooky and talks creepy and was perfect for the role. And then they interview the kind of wholesome mum, and she starts talking about it with her child, and the kid starts crying in her hands, almost as if it was fate.
Brilliant.
It was perfect. It's brilliant. I also noted down on my notepad here, why is the title card scary? See, when it comes up at the start, she says the Blair Witch Project, and like this kind of creepy font, and it's kind of shaking, bad quality. I was like, right off the bat, the title card's fucking creepy. How did that make me feel?
Did you at any point, like, I know I'd seen a bit of it before, but did you at any point, because you knew it was a famous horror film, did you at any point go, oh crap, this is, I don't know if I'm ready for this? Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes if I'm watching a horror film, it's like, oh, is this gonna be absolutely? I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah, no, I didn't think. I've been playing it down the whole day. You know, just gonna watch the scary film. You know, we're gonna do it for the podcast tomorrow. Watched it. You know, yeah, sure, play. And then as I was watching it, I was getting more and more invested in stuff. But no, only been a couple of times that's happened in my life. The Shining being one of them. But like The Shining is an amazing film, and as I was saying earlier on, I can kind of there's like a gap in my mind where I can appreciate the film and the acting and the writing and stuff, as well as being laughing at a comedy or being intense in a thriller or scared in a horror. Whereas like appreciating The Shining, but I was like, I am terrified right now, and I'm going to be thinking about this for ages. And there's been a couple of films in the cinema like that too. But I've I didn't think about quitting at one point, not at all.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah. But I didn't. But I just remember thinking, oh, if this is gonna be really bad.
At what moment?
When they just started going into the forest, I was like, oh god, I don't know how. And I was already thinking in my head, it's fine because the podcast could be all about scary movies and the fact that I couldn't watch it.
You said thinking about that, like I need to finish it because of the podcast, but no, I'll just talk about something else.
I had a get out jail card in my head, but I did watch it.
That's fine, yeah. I mean, put yourself in that position. I mean, that idea of being lost. It's so funny how like
that is what I do.
Because I've never been lost, and if I have been, I've found my way out in the end.
Yeah,
I always just have in my mind, I'll be fine. But put yourself in that position. You have no idea where you're going, and you just so happen to be in a haunted forest.
But it's so big that we can't even imagine. Like, it's America.
We've been walking for 15 hours and ended up in the same spot.
I can't imagine walking anywhere for 15 hours and not finding civilization. We live in a country that's too small for that. Like, I can't imagine being in forest that goes on for days, like in each direction.
Have you ever been camping?
Yes.
Was it like with your mates or a small group of you? Or was it always like a big safety thing?
Well, I did Duke of Edinburgh.
Okay. I guess that counts, but you're with your school.
I was with my school. But that is literally what they were doing. That is hiking through the middle of nowhere and camping each night. And then hiking again. And then camping. I think it should be a requirement to test the strength of each young human to watch the Blair Witch Project the night before you do your Duke of Edinburgh expedition. There you go.
No chance.
Just do it.
I knew I was okay watching it last night because I'm not going to be going camping anytime soon.
But if you were.
But if I were?
There's a witch out there.
There is a witch out there. I went camping with 5 mates in 2015 instead of a school leavers lads holiday. We went camping instead because we had no money, and we didn't fancy it anyway. Now it's like, why did we not go? But also, it's not, we weren't all 18 in at the time. We just thought, right, we'll just do like a camping trip, just us, and it was great. Thinking back now, though, I don't know how. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't scary or anything. I was with my mates. I was able to sleep and stuff. It was uncomfortable, but like it was the middle of summer. It was fine. But now I just don't like the idea of camping. Maybe it's because I'm too home nurtured and like I have this beautiful setup at home. I just don't like the idea of camping now.
You don't strike me as a camping guy. I'm not either.
I like going adventures and I like going walks and finding new places and stuff.
You don't want to sleep.
I did a film. I could remember sleep there. I did a short film in 2017 where we were up at the campsies and walking through these things, getting these nice shots and stuff. It looks good on camera, but like we were there for hours, and that was fine. But now I'm like, oh no, how did my parents cope knowing I was away camping on my own at not even 18 yet,
Yeah, I mean, the last time I camped was Tea in the Park, I think.
And that's another reason why Tea in the Park and Transmit does not appeal to me.
I don't think you camp at Transmit, do you?
Do you? Oh, maybe not then.
But certainly, yeah, Tea in the Park. That was camping.
That was camp. That was at its worst and at its best.
Yeah. Mostly best. Mostly best.
Mostly best. Okay, good memories. I've always been told that Chris, you'd love the Blair Witch Project because you love filming things. You're a vlogger, and it's like Heather's character in the film. She's like, I know we're in dire straits, but I need to film this stuff, so we've got it on record. And I feel like I can relate to that. Not to the same degree, but like we could be out somewhere and people are like, you filmed for an hour, why are you still filming? I'm like, because I need to hold on to this footage and stuff. And all people always told me that you would love this film. And now I'm watching and I'm going, okay, do you know me at all?
Yeah, that's people who don't understand, like people who make videos like, oh, they're filming, so you'll like it. It's like, well, it's more complicated than that. I don't just like vlogging because I like holding a camera up.
I filmed like my wee cousin when he was a baby because,
just
it might be good 10 years' time, but not because I fancy holding the camera now. Like, I don't know, I thought that was interesting. And also I find vlog clips and like camcorder footage from different time periods really interesting. Like, seeing behind the scenes clips of films from the 90s and the 80s and stuff, and seeing George Lucas walking around the set of Tunisia filming A New Hope in 1977 or 1976. So fascinating, so seeing a really low budget, all shot in a vlog style thing from the mid 90s. They're wearing 90s clothes. They kind of use 90s words, things like that. I found it really interesting. If we're taking away from the film aspect of it and the fact I was getting scared, just in terms of life, always find that quite fascinating, seeing footage of a life. What was life like real life then when I wasn't around?
Yeah, it was pretty authentic. Yeah. At what point were you? Obviously, you're not scared. Like, it's not a film that makes you sort of check all the rooms in your house and go, oh god. But because it's it's not one of those films. But as they gradually, the thing that was the most creepy for me it's just that they gradually. They're a little bit freaked out at the start. Well, it's a joke for them at the start, and then they're a little bit freaked out, and then, oh, this is kind of creepy, and then, oh, so we should probably go back, and then it's like, oh, we can't, we're lost. Like, the gradual sort of feeling of them realizing that they're absolutely screwed. Like, when Josh goes missing, that was really creepy for me, because if you were in that position and one of your mates has gone missing, it's confirmed for you. It's like, well, now it's real.
Yeah,
it's
real next.
We're done.
Yeah, that was really creepy. Done. And I mean, the fact they were just screaming, that was pretty terrifying. What about the bit where they ran from the campsite?
Oh, just out. Just
I had no idea where
they were going. Yourself.
There was I read on the trivia thing where you were supposed to see a very quick glimpse of the Blair Witch at that moment.
The white.
And the character was there. The actress was dressed up there on set, and
it was a guy.
And they just it was a guy, and they just didn't. They just forgot to turn the camera around because they were so in the moment, and it kind of made it better,
Yeah.
We should talk about the ending as well. First of all, finding a random house that you didn't know was there before, in the middle of a haunted forest, that was pretty bad.
But before that, obviously, when he'd been taken. That's freaky, but the first night they sleep without him, and they hear him moaning in the night, like, oh my god!
I'm actually getting scared. You talking about it now?
Because this is the way my brain just wraps around this shit and just fucking goes for it. Like, the fact that they now know that he's out there in pain, being absolutely destroyed by this thing. That is going to come from, like, that is horrific.
That is horrendous. And when they find all the sticks wrapped together, and it's like his tongue they've cut out and all his teeth. Oh my god!
And the blood, and you're looking at that going, right, so that is going to happen to me. This witch is going to ruin me. and I'm gonna be alive. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna like if I was. I remember thinking like if I was in that position, I would just want my existence to stop. I would just want to die. I just want to be swallowed into the earth and never see. I would just be like, I cannot. If this is the way I'm going to go, I'm going to have to die now because this cannot happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrendous. It's a horrendous thought. So when they're in the house, right, and they start seeing all the weird writing on the wall and the handprints of the children, right, which was horrendous in its own right. I don't know how they designed that. And then so you see from Mike's point of view, who then is hit or something and falls and is on the ground, and then you see Heather running, and she also gets hit and falls down, but she sees him standing up facing the wall away, which is what the Mary Brown character said happens to the children
face the corner.
When the Blair Witch takes them, they face the corner, don't look at the thing. But it confused me a little bit because I was expecting to see Mike sort of dead or whatever. I didn't think we'd see after the point we hadn't seen her before at all. I expected not to see her, especially when she attacked Mike from behind. But then it just happens again to Heather, and that's how the film ends. What did you make of Mike standing up after being attacked? What's that all about? Because it's left up to interpretation.
Yeah, I think I interpret it as, well, when I read up about it after, it's like the Blair Witch can, once you're in the forest, she can influence your behavior.
She's in your mind.
Be in your mind. She can. I would imagine she can screw with the direction of your compass to make you go in circles. So that's why they were getting lost. So she was just making them go in circles.
Because you never thought about that.
You don't look at the compass the entire time. You know, you check it and you say, "Oh, am I going the right direction?" So I imagine she could do that, and I imagine she could make Mike. I think she made Mike chuck the map in the river.
Oh, I forgot about that. But oh my god, the reveal of that,
and he starts laughing like crazily.
Yeah, and the two of them are so angry.
You know, from then it's like, oh my god, they're not. This is. But
wasn't that some good angry acting?
Oh yeah, it's stunning. Yeah. So I think she clearly possessed Josh to be able to cry out for them, to lure them into the house, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why she'd make him face the corner. She made him face the corner while she killed Heather. So maybe she just doesn't want you to see her.
Mm-hmm. Oh God! I mean, when I thought about the film, I just didn't really have an opinion. Not an opinion. I didn't have a really view on the ending because it's up to you to kind of decide for yourself. And I guess the way you put it there is, it's more of a possession kind of thing than anything, right? Yeah, but listen, really enjoyed the film, and I mean, I got scared and was kind of creeped out, but I wasn't terrified at any moment. I was interested in it a lot more than petrified. And I don't know now. Should I watch the remake because it's more recent? I don't know. How different is it?
Yeah, I watched the trailer for it. It doesn't. I don't think I will watch it. I'd be more inclined to, if I'm feeling like I want to scare myself, I'd be more inclined to watch that one again with someone else and show it to them.
Also, I've been watching a lot of films recently with like the subtitles on.
Why?
I mean, I've been watching anything actually with the subtitles on because sometimes maybe it's me or maybe it's just bad hearing or whatever. I don't pick up on certain things sometimes. And I've watched reviews and films and stuff, and I'm like, I completely missed that. So ever since watching things with subtitles, it's helped me a lot just in terms of like the writing and really digesting stuff. So just as I've always been doing the past month or so, I had the subtitles on for this one, and there are so many swear words in this film. Naturally, you would do
because there's improvising, I suppose.
Yeah, and the subtitles on Amazon like changed every swear word to like, "We are so screwed. We are so screwed," and it came up saying screwed, but of course they're saying F. Oh, screw you, Mike, and stuff. Obviously, they're actually saying it, but on the subtitles, it's like.
Oh, that's weird. Why would you do that?
I thought that was funny. I don't know. But obviously you watch other subtitles and it doesn't matter that it's swear words, it's in the script, but I just thought that was interesting. I was watching it and I was kind of, when they were really being petrified, I was kind of laughing a wee bit going, like the subtitler decided to change it because they didn't think it was PG enough. But yeah, I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we talked about it on the good bit, because it's nice to get different kind of genres and that sort of thing. It's nice to kind of open up our possibilities and horizons in terms of doing films, which is good. So the next horror film we do won't be for a while. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. Honestly, for me,
this is March, right? Let's do another horror film in October.
yeah,
Near Halloween.
yeah, we'll do on Halloween. I mean, maybe I'll get into it, and just watch loads now and just absolutely screw myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Well, next week we're not entirely sure what it's going to be, but it's likely we'll have a guest next week.
Oh,
again, which will be good, and they'll be chatting about a massive film next week if all goes to plan. But until then, anything else you'd like to say to the listeners, Aaron?
Stay safe. Don't go into the woods. Don't camp in the woods. Don't use a compass. Use your GPS. Don't go into the house. Just don't. And wear a mask.
Okay, yeah. In the woods, wear a mask in the woods. Don't go into the woods.
Yeah.
Don't go camping in the woods. And go play golf like Tiger Woods.